Wilson-Chavez, and I'm going to talk about Lake Highland Estates. Lake Highland Estates is a neighborhood from the late 50s, early 60s. A lot of single-family residential dwellings, some commercial, and a few schools in the community and some parks. My grandparents bought one of the first homes built on Estate Lane in 1959, and family still owns the home. My uncle lives there now, and I grew up playing around the neighborhood, walking around, going to B.B. Owens Park, the elementary school that's right there. It's right down the street from my grandparents' house. I can't remember which elementary school off the top of my head. And using that as a way to just kind of springboard into exploring that part of Dallas and Lake Highlands, and going to Flagpole Hill and White Rock Lake, and going to like Jake's Hamburgers on Plano Road, or Garland Road? I messed that part up.
It's whatever. So you mentioned a couple places. What do people do around there? Are there any big things like Flagpole Hill you mentioned?
Yeah, and that's outside Lake Highland Estates, but there's lots of recreational amenities in that area, bike trails and something like Flagpole Hill that we were really tied to as kids. That was a park we went to with our grandparents quite a bit. We used to climb up the hill, and then they kind of manicured out some of the nature from the hill, and we were always like, oh, it's less fun for us now, or we lost our imagination a little bit.
What would you say the neighborhood's biggest strengths are?
I think it's got a lot of people that are pretty well connected to the neighborhood and care about the neighborhood, from my experience. And people that know each other and know their neighbors. It's one thing I always knew the neighbors all around my grandparents' house growing up. A lot of them were people that my family has known for a long time, so you've kind of got multi-generational relationships. But now, you have the older generation who are passing on, and their children are either living in the homes or selling them, and you've got a new generation coming into that neighborhood because there's good schools and relatively nice single-family neighborhoods.
If there was one thing you could think of that you would change about the neighborhood, or could be better, what would that be?
Maybe more restaurants right in that vicinity that are a little bit more unique. It's something I always would like. There's a few little places that have been there for a while, but it's really just kind of neighborhoods and then strip mall type stuff.
Say your name one more time and say the neighborhood.
Owen Wilson-Chavez, Lake Highland Estates.